She suspiciously paid for everything in cash for years. Then people realized her secret. A woman named Anna Delvey lived the secret and exciting life of a millionaire within the New York socialite background of potential heiress. It was never clear where Anna Delvey was from, but one thing did remain: she suspiciously paid for everything in cash. She would hang out among New York socialites, including many celebrities. When asked about her background, Anna Delvey rarely gave the same answer twice despite the inconsistency, and knew exactly how to act as if she came from money. With her acting and poise, she avoided suspicion for years. Like many heiresses, Anna Delvey circulated the city from hotel to hotel with no permanent residence. Occasionally, she would have to leave the country to renew her tourist visa. Anna Delvey eventually checked into the boutique Soho Hotel on 11th Howard Street in early February 2017, where she planned to stay for a while. She knew just the right people and earned herself a reputation. Thus, the hotel managers didn't even ask her for a credit card, at the time something they would later regret. Anna Delvey was not shy of flaunting her money. She would wear Gucci sandals, Celine sunglasses, and other high-end designer clothing like it was nothing. After a month at the hotel, Adele approached Nefertari Davis, the 25-year-old concierge at 11th Howard who goes by the name Neff. She would ask Neff for advice, for example, the best food in Soho, and each time Anna Delvey would slip her a $100 bill for her service. Neff found this unusual from a girl who seemed to be the same age. When Neff asked the pale young girl with reddish hair for her name, she checked the system and noticed that she was booked into a hard deluxe one of the hotel's mid-range rooms, which was about $400 a night. Over the next few weeks, Anna Delvey often asked for Neff's advice, slipping her bills each time. But Neff eventually realized that Anna Delvey already knew all the places to go. It soon dawned on Neff why she was asking for advice. This is not a guest that needs my help. This is a guest that wants my time. Tonight was not ordinary, as she often acted as a therapist to many of the guests. Being an aspiring cinematographer, Neff figured it was a good idea to befriend the guest, cause Anna Delvey's connections could come in handy for her career. It wasn't long before Anna and Neff would hang out together around, so despite many of the other hotel employees taking a disliking to the rich girl, finding her frequent visits to the concierge desk annoying, they soon began to fight to take packages to her room, noting her generous reputation. Staff members began to fight as they knew they would receive a $100 bill in return. She soon walked around the hotel as if she ran the place. She would pay for everything in cash, and usually $100 bills. It seemed that her room would overflow with shopping bags, and she would often treat herself to all kinds of beauty treatments. She even invested in a personal trainer for a crazy $4,500. Others around her made assumptions that she was wealthy, most likely an heiress to a rich family, especially given her European accent. Neff noticed her new friend knew everyone. She would host and organize large dinners at expensive restaurants attended by CEOs, artists, athletes, and even celebrities. Of course, Neff was invited to these high-profile dinners, and one night found herself sitting next to childhood idol Macaulay Culkin. Anna Delvey was always at all the best parties and knew almost everyone there. She was most certainly a people person and knew how to mingle her way with the crowd. One friend said she managed to be in all the sorts of right places. She would turn up to parties on private jets and dress in fancy designer clothes. Those who knew Anna Delvey were still unsure where she came from. Anna Delvey was introduced to Michael Zhu, the extremely young and successful collector and founder of Beijing's Wood Museum. The two immediately clicked, and Anna Delvey suggested that they take a trip together to Italy. Anna Delvey asked him to book the plane tickets and hotel on his credit card, although to him it was not a lot of money, only around $3,000, and a promise to pay him back on their trip. Michael found it strange that Anna Delvey paid for everything in cash. Despite this, it was not enough for Michael to spot the warning signs once they returned from Venice. Anna Delvey seemed to have forgotten her promise to pay back. Even Michael forgot about it too. Anna Delvey decided to hire a PR firm to organize her birthday party in January. The party took place at Saddles in Soho. At her party, there were many successful people, and it was not until after dinner that Michael received a message from the restaurant who had seen the picture of the two together. The restaurant asked for the contact details of Anna Delvey. One friend stated that Anna Delvey's father was a diplomat to Russia and that she had family money. Another friend was told that her father was an oil industry titan. But just who was the real Anna Delvey and what was she up to? The speculations didn't bother Anna. It was the opposite. The more people wondered who and where she came from, the more intrigue there was surrounding her. And she wasn't about to let anything get in the way of fooling her ultimate goal. Anna Delvey's goal was to establish an exclusive club featuring art called the Anna Delvey Foundation, or ADF for short. She even hired a creative director, London-based Mark Kramers, to help her with the branding of her new venture. After scouting spots for the new club, she eventually found the perfect location. Anna decided that she would take on the redevelopment of a location at 281 Park Avenue South. She would need to take out millions of dollars in loans. So through her connections, she found someone willing to help her. Anna's financial partner, who was helping her to purchase the location, wrote in an email that she needed the loan because her assets, which are quite substantial, are located outside the U.S. Some of them in trust with UBS outside the U.S. Anna Delvey promised that she had the resources necessary to pay the money. She also promised not to embarrass the firm in any way, promises that she wouldn't exactly be able to keep. She continued trying to purchase the location. Anna was very serious about the opening of her supposed foundation. Then one night, Anna asked Neff out to dinner, and when it came time to pay the bill, it was clear that she was having cash issues. She even tried to pay with around 12 credit cards. All of them were declined. That's when things started unraveling for Anna Delvey. The hotel's manager asked Neff to deal with the delicate issue of Anna's bill, considering that they were close friends after all. Anna owed the hotel around $30,000. Neff still believed that Anna was good for the money and went to talk to her about it. Anna promised that a wire transfer was on the way from the bank. But what she didn't reveal to Neff was how much she was in over her head. Things were falling apart for Anna, but then a few days later, something amazing happened. The hotel received a wire transfer on behalf of Anna Delvey for $30,000, and suddenly everything was back to normal for the young social. Delight. Or at least that is what she thought. She was in for a rude awakening. When no credit card was provided, the code to her room was changed, locking her out. Anna Delvey was furious. She couldn't believe that she was being treated like a commoner. That's when she pulled out a trick that she learned from Martin. She told the hotel managers that she would purchase web domains in all of their names so that they would have to pay her one day to get them. When Anna returned to the U.S., she moved into another hotel. But the same issue occurred again. She couldn't provide a valid credit card to pay her $11,518 debt. So she was eventually kicked out and her belongings were confiscated. Anna was now on the streets of New York City. Once a socialite, now homeless, Anna then went to one of her friends, who was also her trainer. She asked her to take her in. When the trainer found out that her friend had been forced to foot the bill, she was furious. That was the last straw. She realized that she knew nothing about who Anna Delvey really was and that they had been duped. Anna's trainer told the alleged German Harris socialite to leave her house, but Anna left her laptop behind, perhaps in an attempt to come back and stay. But the trainer wasn't about to fall for the childish tactic. She left the computer at the front desk for Anna to collect. The lawyer did, however, get in touch with Anna's trainer. She also declined to let her stay at her house. But she did invite Anna to what would be an intervention at a nearby restaurant. She and a group of other people Anna owed money to were there. The group intervention was harsh, and rightfully so. Anna had swindled tens of thousands of dollars out of her so-called friends and colleagues. Anna started crying, at one point saying that she would have enough money to pay everyone back after she gets her lease signed. That's when they broke the news to her. The location that she was eyeing for her Anna Delvey Foundation had been rented to someone else. She brushed off the news, stating that it was all fake news. Then something drastic happened. By the end of the intervention, Rachel wasn't convinced. The very next day, she emailed the New York District Attorney's office. She included an article about Anna and the words, I think this woman is a con artist. It wasn't long before Rachel Risk received a call. The person on the other end said, "We think you're right." Anna was soon arrested for her outstanding hotel bills. Anna found herself a lawyer and got out on bail. She somehow gathered some funds and took a trip to California, where she was arrested again in Malibu. She was forced to return to New York to face 6 counts of grand larceny and attempted grand larceny in addition to theft of services. Anna was sent to Rikers Island prison without bail. This time, she is currently awaiting trial and faces a possible 15 years in prison. And as it turned out, she wasn't a German heiress after all. Her real name was Anna Sorokin, and she was born in Russia in 1991. Her family later moved to Germany in 2007.